Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to get everybody over. We're going to go ahead and the judge is going to swear everybody in. This is court for abatement hearings. This is for contesting the CDC declaration for plaintiffs and defendants. He's going to go ahead and get everyone sworn in. I'm going to put everyone back over in the waiting room, and then we'll bring you over one by one for your cases. Judge, go ahead.
Good afternoon. Do we have,
Good afternoon.
okay, we have everything on board now. Let's see. Okay, I think I have 3 plaintiffs and 3 defendants. How many do we actually have? We have all 3
Are
defendants?
you asking me?
Yeah, we have all 3.
I have more than that. I've just given you the 3 docket sheets that we're going to start with.
I see. Okay. Okay. So will everyone be prepared now to take the oath? We are in an abatement hearing. This is to determine whether the CDC declarations are valid or not. And so both plaintiffs and defendants, if you'll please raise your right hand to be sworn in this afternoon. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do,
Yes,
sir.
I do.
Thank you all.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move everyone over to the waiting room. You'll just remain there until it's your case.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start with the Cotex Investments and Ebony Walker. I'm going to ask that you both unmute. Do not speak over each other. Do not speak to each other. You're going to speak to the judge regarding this case. Judge has a whole lot of case documents for this, sent in plaintiff and defendant. So if you might want to pull this one up. There's the stuff scanned in on this one. I tried to organize it the best I can. I tried getting a hold of the defendant and I couldn't get an answer. So it's
Okay.
not very organized as what you're going to need to look at.
Okay, let me get this pulled up.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Who is representing Dacotex?
Christy Alonso, Your Honor.
Christy.
That is me.
Okay.
And I have Brandy Mighty. She's our regional manager for Dacotex.
Okay. And tell me about the situation here.
So we have not collected anything from Miss Walker since the first hearing that we had. We've not received any paperwork or approval from the city development on the application that was submitted back in, I believe it was October. And then they sent Miss Walker a packet back because I needed more information. So I guess the original application went back in December. As of last week, my regional manager spoke with Tori over at City Development, and they are still waiting on information from Miss Walker, and a packet was mailed to her.
Okay, what, do you know what date the packet was mailed to her?
I'm not sure, but she did get it, was it last Thursday?
She had it by last Thursday.
Yeah, she had it by last Thursday.
Okay. Okay. And so you are contending that Ms. Walker has not been following up on proceeding to get the funding.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add to that at this time?
I did speak with the city of Lubbock this morning. I actually went up there in person. They said that as of this morning, they still did not have the required paperwork from Ms. Walker, and told us that to just let them know what happens in this hearing today.
Okay. Thank you. Then I'm going to go to Ms. Walker. And Ms. Walker, tell me the situation from your viewpoint. Ms. Walker,
Yes, sir, Judge.
you'll have to speak up.
Sorry about that. I'm wanting to forward my concern with the dates of the moratorium. I believe I'm in lease. I'm trying to think of the lease term up until the March 31st, how I go about directing that information with Decadix Investment or on behalf of myself.
The question that we are concerned with is, have you been pursuing with the city of Lubbock with the various programs? Have you made every best effort to turn in all paperwork?
Yes, sir, I have.
And on what are we to base this statement of yours on if there is still missing information that these institutions say you haven't gotten back to them?
Primarily the communication with community development and staying in contact with Fairmont management and their management staff. Other than that, there's no other proceeding that I have that can be determined on whether or not payment is being made or immediate. I have no control over that. The best I can help is stating my employment status, in which I have had quite the difficult time of employment due to COVID-19 or else otherwise. But other than that, I have no other excuse.
There appears to be paperwork that is in your possession that has not been turned into the city, and so that appears to be a big part of the holdup on getting a partial payment to the landlord.
Yes, sir. I've communicated with Miss Williams, and showing good standing thus far as of the 9th, which is Monday.
Okay. I'm going to go back to Christy and
Yes, sir.
Miss Christy. When did the lack of payment begin, and was this something that was a problem before COVID?
Yes, Your Honor. The last full payment that Ms. Walker made was back in February the 5th of 2020. She paid her $450 rent plus a little extra. But then moving forward, it was just small payments here and there. The last payment that we received to catch her up was from the city development back in July the 9th of 2020, left her a balance of $162.44. And then from there, the balance just kept growing.
Has there been no payment since July?
She's made some payments, but they've not been enough to cover a full month's rent. She's made payments of like $21.93, a payment of $2, payment of $63, $50, $72. Her last payment was made on December the 11th. At that time, she had a balance of $2,617.04. And she made a payment of $25.
Judge, if I can interrupt, it's showing that payments are being made. And on behalf of myself, that's the best that I can apply to my balance outside of retrieving community development assistance due to COVID-19 and the lack of employment.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Walker.
Yes, sir.
When was the original lease, Christy, when was the original lease taken out?
Back in
December 13th.
December 13th of 2019.
And was everything current up to February? Was December and January paid?
She paid on January the 2nd, she paid $170. And then January 13th, she paid $5. On January 28th, she paid $100.
It's always been a habitual late payer since
Yeah.
move-in.
Yeah, she's been a habitual late payer since move-in.
Okay, since December of 2019,
Yes, Your Honor.
she has been consistently behind, and this was before COVID.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the balance that she owes currently?
Currently $3,543.05, sir.
3,000.
Okay, Ms. Walker, he is asking the plaintiff at this point. So whenever he asks you a question directly, you may answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, the balance that is due as of today is $3,588.05.
$3,088.05. Okay.
588.05. Yes, sir.
And how much has been received from the city?
City Development paid $1,434.11 back on July 9th of 2020.
Okay. And they have not made any payments since then?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And what, in your opinion, is the reason for why a payment hasn't been made?
They're waiting for information on Ms. Walker's behalf that they need her to complete. I believe there were some
Copy of her driver's license, a legible copy of her driver's license.
a legible copy of her driver's license. The one she submitted did not really give them much information what was on it. And then I believe they needed a copy of her lease, and that's what they've been waiting for. But I did send over a copy of the lease. However, whatever they sent her in her packet that they were requesting, they've not gotten it.
You're saying you sent the copy of the lease to Ms. Walker or to?
No, to Dusty and Tori over at City Development.
Okay. So the information that you know of that they were requesting, the driver's license and the copy of the lease.
Yes, sir.
Were those the only two pieces of information that you're aware of, or?
That's what Dusty had mentioned to me when I spoke to her yesterday.
Okay. Okay. Then Ms. Walker, I'm going to come back to you now.
Yes, sir.
And do you have a legible copy of your driver's license?
Yes, sir. To update the courts and Fairmont management, I have updated that information with Ms. Tori Williams.
you sent a clean copy to Miss Tori Williams.
Yes, sir.
And so that is not an issue anymore. Is there any other issues that you are aware of? Then, did you forward the lease, or is that all taken care of? Was the lease,
On behalf of Decadix Investment, yes, sir.
okay. I'm sorry, Christy, let me go back to you again. Just,
Yes,
brief-
sir.
did you say that you had sent the lease to? uh,
I scanned over the lease to Dusty over at City Development yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Just as of yesterday.
Mhm.
When you talked with City Development this morning, who did you talk to?
That was
Tori,
Randy spoke to Tori this morning, and as of this morning, they had nothing updated for Miss Walker.
As far as what, other than the license, was there anything else?
not that she told me.
But they did not have a license updated for Miss Walker yet?
Correct.
Ms. Walker, have you been in touch with the mentioned individuals, Dusty and Tori?
As I had mentioned, sir, yes, sir, I have.
And when was the last communication that you had with them?
I apologize, with Miss Christie and Miss Brandy, or
No, with Dusty and Tori at City.
I'm unaware of who Mr. Dusty is, but Miss Williams, I have spoke with her at the beginning of this week, specifically on Monday and Tuesday, to make sure all documentation is sent over and all communication is thorough, forwarding it over to Fairmont Management. So whatever information that they've received, I'm sure that has been communicated from me directly to them as far as my personal documentation.
You're saying that you got the copy of your legible driver's license to them. I'm assuming that it wasn't legible because of the manner that you sent it originally, by fax or by
Yes,
a scan.
yes, sir. I not of it, yes, but I lack the resources to actually fax over, and lack of funds to actually go down there personally to elaborate further as to any documentation or how I can help provide this funding through customer service or whatnot.
Okay. What have you been employed at, Ms. Walker?
I've been
In the
employed
past?
in multiple jobs.
What kind of jobs?
Recently, Five Guys, the Hooters. I've even was employed at Hooters. I worked firstly at VXI, TrueFit, Hooters. There's no concern that I've actually tried to have a sort of income. Unfortunately, my role has placed some type of reason to believe that I needed to be terminated. I'm not quite sure, but every time I was employed, I did stay in contact with Miss Christie and showing proof that I was employed. I have no reason, I don't know the reasons as to why I'm being terminated or not a good match for positions here in Lubbock. My resume is absolutely flawless outside of my background, and not being able to keep a job is out of my control, especially now during COVID-19. And currently understanding that my total due is above above the 1 month's rent, I'm really just concerned with proceeding any further outside of my lease term. And I understand that that's set in stone. I just need to know what I need to do moving forward out of these circumstances. But I don't mean to go off topic, but I have been employed at multiple jobs here in Lubbock, Texas, and it's just not, they're not having me. And I believe it's due to my status and my current status as a person, excuse me, in general.
Would you, have you been receiving unemployment?
No, sir, they're not employing me long enough for me to get to that point. They are expressing that I am causing preliminary issues within the company that goes outside my job description. And I'm unable to receive that. And I'm unable to receive TA and F that is only through like SNAP and other community development assistance, because I am single, a single applicant with no children. So as far as funds, I'm really relying on the community development and following their lead.
Community Development paid the roughly $1,600 back in July. You were able to get that, but you haven't been able to get anything since then.
Yes, sir. I've stuck with one department. I'm not quite sure if there's multiple agencies. I am aware of, I was notified of the TEDP, which is a 6 month out, a 6 months assistance, as that was told to me by Decadix Investment. And I also tried getting more information on that. Unfortunately, having contacted them myself, I was made aware that about this Lubbock County not providing that sort of assistance through the application. So I'm very much concerned with my living situation, because I do not want to go backwards and being left on the street for a month or two or whatnot due to unemployment.
Ms. Walker, where are you from originally?
New Mexico.
New Mexico. And you came to Lubbock when?
I came to Lubbock in 2019.
So you came in December of 2019?
December, no, sir, roughly June of 2019.
June. And where did you live between June and December in Lubbock?
So there in June, I was at Grace Campus. I was at the Salvation Army, then to Grace Campus, sir. And eventually just went out on my own and decided to do my best to get out from homelessness. And it was brought to my attention that I was going to lose my home once more in this matter of discussion. But in speaking to Ms. Brandy, I was here since December of 2019, prepared to make the proper payments towards rent. Excuse me, I am a bit frustrated at the circumstances due to not being employed. I've tried very, very hard, and I would hope to have employment soon so that I can continue staying with the Cove.
Do you have family in New Mexico?
In New Mexico, yes, sir.
What city in New Mexico?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
In Albuquerque. Why did you leave Albuquerque?
I came here back for school, sir, to finish my second degree with Texas Tech. Unfortunately,
What is your first degree in?
liberal arts.
And what are you seeking a second degree in?
Currently, I'm in human development with Texas Tech University.
And have you been enrolled at Tech last spring and this fall?
No, sir. I would love to be enrolled in Tech. Unfortunately, with everything going on as far as income, I'm unable to even register for a class. or catch up on old payments.
Were you enrolled in the fall of 2019 at Tech? Have you ever been enrolled at Tech?
Yes, sir. I was on scholarship with the Lady Raiders for 2 years here at Tech. Unfortunately, after transferring, I was unable to retrieve 170 credits worth from Texas Tech University. And after being involved in misfortune, I decided to move back to Lubbock and start over, and bringing me to this conclusion, unfortunately.
Okay. These cases are always difficult, and I have to make a lot of tough decisions in many cases. The landlords have the monthly rent is Christy. The monthly rent is $450 per month. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. That is correct.
So $3,000 behind is more than 6 months behind in total payments, and that is a very difficult situation for landlords to be in, obviously.
Yes.
Ms. Walker, I find your situation to be difficult, but at the same time, I think that you have had plenty of time to straighten things out as much as possible, and you have received a significant amount of aid. If $1,600, let's see, in the last 12 months, 4,500 would be a little over 5,000, about 5,500 in total rent. You've received about 1,600. Was that correct? Was that the correct amount?
It was 1434.11, Your Honor.
1434.11.
Yes, sir.
And then, so Miss Walker has only been able to make roughly $700, $800 in payments.
That's correct.
The entire period since December of 2019.
Yes, sir.
I
And I do apologize.
I am going to declare that the abatement is not valid at this point in time because too much time has passed and no progress has been made during this. So I'm going to find the declaration invalid. Based on documentation not
Sir,
having been provided. And
sir, if I may,
yes, Ms. Walker.
Will this be on behalf of me having to reappeal for declaration?
What I'm basing this on, Ms. Walker, is the fact that you've gone for an extended period of time and no progress has been made during this time at all, when many folks have been able to find employment and help their situation. And because of your not following up on getting the documentation turned over to community development, that appears to be a large part of your problem in not receiving more aid. And so That's why I'm declaring this invalid, and the eviction will proceed as it was, with a judgment against you for the 3,000. Tell me the number again that is owed.
$3,588.05.
$3,588. And how much?
I have, sir, I have confidence in Ms. Tori Williams that a payment will be made outside of the third party who I'm not quite sure as to their part, Fairmont Management and their part in discussing my matters of finding help with outside of providing information themselves. I even want to state concern with speaking with Christy and Ms. Brandy, having altercation brought upon by Ms. Brandy as far as my housing situation, and me wanting to just make sure that all documentation sent through a through a folder was correct. And I was actually threatened to leave the office, and it got to the point where we both, on both parties, were wanting to make sure we had security with calling the police due to my current status and who I am. I just want to make that clear that I have tried honorably to communicate and provide the proper documentation, primarily the payment. I'm not uncertain that the proper documentation is being sent, but that the communication of income and payment is being made to both parties as far as, reacting towards how I can have the declaration approved. Outside of that, sir, I have no other comment.
Okay. I'm proceeding with the eviction. The amount of the judgment is $35.88.40. Is that
5 cents, Your Honor.
5 cents?
Yes, sir.
5 cents, okay. Plus the court costs. And I am signing that today, the 11th of February, 2021. And you must, Ms. Walker, you must vacate the premises within 5 days. You have a 5-day right to appeal. The appeal would require that a bond be filed with our court of 1 month's rent, $450, and that would entitle you to an appeal if it's filed in that 5 days.
Do I get, if the payment is being made, do I get a chance to actually stay for the remainder of my lease if full balance is made?
Are you saying that you would have the ability to make a payment of the full balance?
I'm quite certain, sir.
And how would you be able to do?
If I may, Judge, Ms. Walker, you are aware that you are on camera for Zoom and this is an actual court hearing?
Pardon?
The judge is speaking to you and you're playing with something on your face. It's disrespectful. I do ask that you respect the judge when he's speaking to you.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I apologize.
Thank you. It was rather interesting to see you playing with that pen. What I was asking is, you have the ability to make the payment for the $35.88.40 within a few days?
I might be stepping over some toes here, but yes, sir, there's a payment that should be being brought out. If not, it's been rushed by Ms. Brandy at Decadex Management. and through her staffing, who also threatened to fight me outside.
I can't quite follow that. So I am proceeding with the eviction. If you can make the payment, then obviously you would not have the judgment against you, but possession of the property would go back to Dakotex. And so I am proceeding with this based on your testimony and based on the situation.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge Cancino.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Savannah.
You're welcome. I will
Bye-bye.
be sending judgment or the signing of the case through email or through mail to let you guys have your copy.
Yes.
Okay, email works for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, Judge.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Judge. I couldn't let her do that.
Absolutely. I was about to.
That's ridiculous if she wants to act like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you jumped in there. There was no excuse.
It's like
but-
all of a sudden she realized she wasn't going to get her way and she started playing with a pin in her face. I didn't understand that. That made me mad. I was disrespectful. You're not 5. Okay. Let's do Linwood Townhomes. I'm going to bring over Danae. She's representing Linwood Townhomes. She has 2 cases. The first one we're going to do is 426. And it says Shileka Lawson, who did receive notification just like every other plaintiff and defendant in these cases today. And there is no response from her.
Okay.
Danae,
She's
can you hear me?
not here today. You're
Yes,
saying?
No.
I can hear you.
No, Shileka Lawson, the defendant, is not here today.
Okay, I see. Okay. And is it Danae?
Danae.
Danae.
Danae. Yeah.
Danae, you're representing Linwood Townhomes in this contest of the order of CDC declaration.
Correct.
Okay, then tell me the situation and why you don't think the declaration is valid.
Well, Shalika hasn't made even a dollar payment. She owes December, January, and February's rent. So
Okay.
she has made no effort to make payment at all.
Okay. And you know her situation was she behind any before December?
She actually paid a few times late, but she always paid. So I don't know what happened. She just stopped paying. I know COVID, obviously COVID and everything, but she just stopped paying.
How long has she been at this residence?
She actually took over a lease, and that was back in, let me see, September.
She took over.
So she took over a lease, yes.
How is it that she took over a lease?
So the previous tenants, Jamisha Pierce and Marquette Pierce, they paid a $200 subleasing fee. And then she paid $150 to get added on the lease, and they've been removed. So she's the only one right now on the lease.
I see. Okay. And this took place when?
This looks like it was back in September.
September of this year. Of 2020.
September of 2020, yes, sir.
Okay. And she made payments in September, October, and November.
Correct.
And she was up to date until December.
Correct.
Okay. And then And then she has made 0 payments in December, January, and February.
Correct.
And in her CDC declaration, what is it that she said? How is it that she said she was unemployed?
How is it that she said?
Yes.
She did talk to the other manager that used to be here in the office. So she did let her know that stuff was going on with her job and she wasn't able to make payments, but she wasn't able to also move out.
Okay. And what was she employed at?
She was employed, let me see where she worked. She worked customer service for healthcare services.
House Care Services. And she was working there in September and October and November?
I assume so, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if she was laid off from this, on what grounds would you say that that the declaration is not valid?
Since she has made no attempt to pay.
Has she been in touch with you about making any attempts to get with community development or any other organization to get aid in any way?
No, this is one tenant that hasn't.
You have other tenants that have.
Yes.
Okay. And she has made no attempt whatsoever to communicate with you about doing anything.
Correct. No.
Okay. Based on the terms of the declaration, I'm going to find her declaration invalid
Okay.
because she has not made any attempt to communicate with community development. In these other cases that you have where you've had folks who've been affected, who've filed CDC declarations in your property, they have been in touch with you and they have you have worked with them in getting them proper paperwork and such to try to get aid.
We were doing that with the city judge. I actually had a question. For the new paperwork, it does say that we cannot file an eviction, or we agree that we won't file. And this is just, so I know for future reference. Are we able to deny the assistance that they're giving us for the application?
Well, that is my question. Have you received any aid? Has she received any aid? Have you received any aid from anything? As far as this rent, or is it the?
No, not for her in particular.
Okay. But you're saying that you have received aid for other tenants.
Correct.
Okay. And so ask me again what your question is.
Sorry. So if they come and bring in the paperwork, do we have the right to deny filling it out?
No, you do not have the right. If they are seeking under the terms of the moratorium, if they are seeking aid and are following through with due diligence, then you have no right until after March 31st to deny them anything.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll let my owners know because they had a meeting about it, so they were just wanting me to ask you.
We do have, we do have the new diversion program where there is quite a bit of money that has been made available by the state of Texas to help landlords with rent, to help landlords and tenants with their rent. And have you checked into that or done any investigation into that?
I have read on it. Whenever I filed an eviction last Monday, I did see that.
Okay. Those, we would like to see as many of those come through as possible, because anytime a CDC declaration is being filed, that is a question that I'm asking of the
Right.
defendant, and also of the landlord, because it requires cooperation on both sides. The idea is to help the landlords get some payment and to help tenants be able to stay if, if again, they're following due diligence and actually going ahead and doing the right things. In this
Right,
case,
okay.
this tenant seems to have not been in any type of communication or made any attempts to do this. You're not aware of any paperwork having been filed on her behalf for aid?
Correct.
Okay. And that's what I'm basing this on, that she's not made any attempt to communicate with community development or any other source of aid funding.
Okay.
And so that is the grounds for this. And so on this eviction, how much in back rent is owed? Just back rent alone, no other fees or charges?
$2,325.
$2,325. Okay.
Yes.
Then the court will proceed with the eviction, and the judgment will be for $2,325 plus the court costs, and you will have possession.
Okay.
And once you're done with this one, Judge, she does have a second case.
Okay. I'm signing this today, February 11th, and 2021, and we can proceed with the second case then.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if my mic was working.
No, it was working fine. It was just I was trying to get everything written down here.
Okay.
Forgot it.
It'll take a second for the audio to kick in. I'm going to go ahead and bring over John Miller. He's the defendant in case 379 with Linwood Townhomes. John, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do have you on with the judge and with Danae from Linwood. I don't know if you remember this from the first hearing that you had, but just keep your background noise to a minimum or non-existent. Don't talk over each other. Don't talk to each other. Just wait for the judge and address the judge, okay?
Okay.
Okay, then let's see. I have Danae and I have John Miller. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Case 379.
And let's see here. Okay. Okay, Miss Danae, you are seeking to find the declaration invalid, and for what reasons?
Due to he hasn't paid since September's rent.
In September, okay. Has he been in touch with you?
Not myself. He did talk to the other manager when she was here a couple of times.
Okay. I see that the CDC declaration was made on November 24th. And of course, our court abated it until, abated the eviction until the end of the moratorium at that point in time, pending only the contest of the declaration. Okay. And Mr. Miller,
Yes, sir.
tell me your situation.
Basically, I'm a single dad of 4. I lost my job in July. I had issues getting unemployment, and finding a job on top of that. I made all the payments that I could, and from my records, I believe I owe like $90 from September. So basically, it's October till now. I just recently got the stimulus check, which I was looking to put towards rent.
Are you saying
then-
that, are you saying, Mr. Miller, that you're only $90 behind currently?
No, that is not, no. I'm saying for the month of September.
Going back to the month of September, you were $90 behind.
Correct. I paid all of September except for $90, I believe.
Okay.
And then every month since.
And then in October, were you able to make full payments?
No, sir.
Have you made any payments in October?
No, sir.
So October, November, December, January, and currently February, you've made no payments?
That is correct.
Okay. And the reason for this is, tell me the problem that you were having with your unemployment.
It's basically there's hour-long waits to get through to anybody, and I've had an issue where the people that they have answering the phones don't actually work for the unemployment. They're subcontracted out, and then you get connected to another service, and then it's phone tag all day, every day. I did get it approved. I have started recently getting payments. Up until then, I've been using all my income that I can get just to keep the electric on and feed kids. I've called multiple agencies, and they were out of funding until the end of the year. And then beginning of the year, even up till last week, I called, and one number is telling me to call the other number, and I'm going back and forth, and nobody at this point in time has been able to help. But like I was saying, that I was able to actually get the stimulus check. There was an issue getting that. But that I was looking at putting a payment in tomorrow, actually, and then using income tax to pay off the rest, which
So-
I've already filed.
You received $600 in stimulus check. Did you receive some for the children also?
Yes, sir.
How much total did you receive?
I received 1,800.
1,800, okay.
Yes, sir.
And you said that you're a single father?
This is correct. Recently divorced.
I see. And you have custody of all 4 children?
It is essentially a split. We agreed, but they live with me because their mom doesn't have a living situation that they can stay at.
I see. And you have not been able to find employment ever since you were laid off in July?
This is correct. Just with my experience, there's not a lot of people that are looking for with my background.
And you were, what was it that you were doing?
Welding, fitting, fabricating.
Primarily for the oil field?
Yes and no. The company that I worked for, they're a large provider of oil field service equipment and stuff, but we would have some smaller companies that would want various projects, but everything vastly slowed down and so me getting laid off. I was there for 4 something years.
I see. And have you sought help through community development or anything else with rent?
Yes, sir. And that's what I was trying to touch on earlier. I looking for help with the utilities, they actually give you a list of names and numbers to call. And I pretty much start on Monday morning and call every numbers to see if that changes every week. And like I said, by the time I got to it in October, their funds were out for the year. They actually, most of them told me they were done back in April or May. So I'm hoping sometime soon. I mean, that's government controlled, so that's not, I can't do anything about that. It's just, all I can do is my due diligence to try to seek out that help if it's available to myself.
The diversion program is available now. And
Okay.
I would encourage both you and the landlord to work together on this. I am going to find your declaration valid, as it appears that you have been making attempts, and because of the situation with the children and such also. But I would encourage both of you to seek out aid through that diversion program, because that can indeed provide up to 6 months of payments to the landlord for rent, which would almost bring you up to date. And do you currently have any employment potential?
As of right now, no. With the unemployment, we're required to make 3 work searches a week. I make probably 5 to 6. I just am constantly trying to check resources that are out there. So
I would encourage both Danae, both the landlord and the tenant to pursue this diversion program. I'm going to leave the declaration as valid currently based on that, and we would look at that again to see if that can be done. That can be done in the meantime. Mr. Miller, of course, as you know, come March 31st, when the declaration ends, all previous rent is due at that point in time. And so it would be very much in your interest, rather than having a very, very large judgment against you at that point in time, to do your very best to work with the diversion program and see if there isn't a way that that payments could be made from that on your behalf. And it would take a tremendous load off of you for future employment, et cetera. And so I would highly encourage that. And of course, to the landlords, I would say, the chances of getting paid, as you know, when folks are very far behind, 3 months and more behind is very slim, unless unless there is some sort of aid program. And so I would encourage, I think both of you have an interest in pursuing the diversion program. And so I would say that that we are abating this, continuing the abatement on this until March 31st. And and I would hope that arrangements could be made during that time so that payment can actually be made to the landlord, and so that your debt would not be that large, Mr. Miller, also. Do both parties understand this?
yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Then I am finding that valid, signing that again the 11th day of February and 2021. And I'm marking that it is a valid declaration at this point in time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but see if there's an actual in the
This number 2 tab?
yes.
He's like, when did I get a post? He's like,
He hasn't even pled yet. So he's got that max fine amount because he hasn't pled. They still have to come plea. When they try to pay that, it'll stop them. Sorry, Judge. I'm bringing over Angela Watson and Ashley Gomez, case number 400, Charles Schultz Realty.
Okay.
He has it. Well, he's like that before. He's like, what? I don't remember.
Hello, Charles and Angela. And Miss Ashley Gomez, can you hear me? Okay, let me have everyone unmute.
Hello.
Perfect. Awesome.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi, Judge
okay.
Cancino.
All right, now I can hear you. All right, so you're both on with the judge. We're going over your case contesting the CDC declaration. The judge is going to go ahead and take it from here. Make
Yes,
sure you
ma'am.
keep your background noise to a minimum or non-existent so you don't drown out the other. Do not talk to one another. Do not talk over the judge.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is concerning the CDC declaration order filed by Ms. Ashley Gomez, and it is being contested. And Angela, I'm going to ask you to state your case for the reasons that you do not think it's a valid declaration.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us today. Well, there's several things. The reason why I don't feel like it's because of COVID and because of the pandemic is the reason why she's not paying rent. I truly feel like she's not paying rent. It's by choice. And what I don't understand is her phone still works. Her electricity must still be on, water and all that kind of thing. So she's paying all of these bills. I'm sure they're not starving over there. And so she has not made any type of payment to me at all since November 13th. And that was just a small payment of her rent then, which was $200. She's claiming that she has $1,200, but I mean, she'll say it one day and then she'll go days without talking to me. So I just don't understand how she's affording all these other things and not paying anything towards rent. And then I called one of her jobs, or I called several of her jobs that she's had this year, and most of them she was not terminated, or they didn't have the people coming in and out. She was just no call, no show. They were like Fast Eddie's. They had her down as a no call, no show, and they told me that they were busy and that they had people coming in, and sometimes it's 25% off occupation, sometimes it's 50, sometimes it's even 75. So I don't know. I just don't believe anything she says about her job. And then when she became our tenant, she lived with her mom, and her mom lives in Lubbock. Her mom owns her home in Lubbock. So I feel like she would not be completely homeless. She could move back in with her mom. That's where she was for 5 years before she was in this place, which is our place. I also feel like her grown child who graduated from high school last year should go get a job and help pay the rent, if nothing else. She did not talk to me after our previous court date for well over 30 days. Just because she says a few things here and there doesn't mean anything, because she's never proven to follow through with anything that she says she's going to follow through with. And I just don't understand how she can live there for completely free when the owner is paying for the taxes, paying for the insurance, and paying for the HOA fees over there. And it's also in an HOA, and the blinds in the front of this property are completely destroyed, which leads me to believe that she's tearing up the property also. So she's living there for free, and she's living crazy because the blinds are all sorts of torn up. Charles and I also, what's so frustrating is that before I filed this court hearing in November, when we got our court hearing in December, is that Charles and I went over and over and over. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times we went over there trying to work with her, and she'd give us $20. She'd give us $10. She'd give us $50. Sometimes she'd give us $200. So Charles and I have worked with her, and we have worked with her, and we have worked with her. And now her just sitting over there living for complete free is beyond frustrating at this point. And the few times that we've been over there where we've gotten a little bit close to the door and things, it smells of marijuana. So if they're in there smoking weed costs money. So they're paying with that somehow. I just don't understand how this can continue to go on with next to zero communication and absolutely no payment at all in rent, and no effort to show that she's going to pay anything in rent. And the owner of the property is going under now because she's having to pay all this other and pay for her stuff. And Ashley is living there for free. So,
Mhm.
I mean,
Thank you. Ashley,
hello?
Yeah.
Ashley, we're having a little bit of a challenge. Are you there? Ashley?
Ms. Gomez, my recommendation would be, if you might want to go back to your car, because when you were in your car,
Yeah, I am. I'm in my car now.
it wasn't jumping around as much.
Yeah, I'm in my car now. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
they can hear you now.
Okay. Miss Gomez,
I think she was just completely disconnected.
uh-oh.
Let me unlock the meeting in case she's trying to get back in. I don't know why she keeps moving around.
Yeah.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to say that thanks for taking this. And I was wondering how the weather is in Houston. I mean, in Lubbock. I'm actually in Houston. My cousin passed away, so we had his funeral today.
Well, it's cold and we've got a
Um,
lot of cold predicted the next 4 days.
I know we're trying to get on the road so that we can beat this weather.
Wow.
But I didn't want to cancel this call.
Well, I don't know how you're going to make it. It's supposed to be like 14 degrees tonight.
I know. And it's awful. And it's awful in Fort Worth too. We have to go through Fort Worth.
All right, she's back on. Give me just a second.
Okay. Miss Gomez.
Hold on, I'm bringing her over.
Okay.
It'll take a second for her audio to join. Okay, you're connecting to audio. Just give it a second. Okay, you
Hello?
there?
Yes, I'm so sorry. Yes.
That's okay.
I went into.
Try to not move around so much. That way.
Well, it's because my phone was dying. I went to go get my charger from inside.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, well, just stay where you're at because you got good reception there, and we'll just go ahead and let the judge ask his questions from here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Miss Gomez, your phone is plugged in now, and so you have power.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. And I think did you hear the testimony by Miss Watson?
Yes, Angela? Yes, I did, ma'am. Yes, I did, sir.
And one of the
And she?
one of the contentions, ma'am, is that you've made no communication and no attempt to provide payment since November 13th.
Yes, sir. And actually, I did contact her. I have my text messages where I told her as soon as I got my stimulus check, I was gonna give it to her. I just barely got it like maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was hard for me to cash it. And I've been trying to meet up with her to give it to her, and I was gonna make a money order to give it to her, but she told me just to meet up with her. So when I try to get a hold of her, like it's either she's busy, and I know she's busy because she's has to rent stuff, and I'm busy because I do work. I haven't worked at Fast Eddie, sir, since November. I work at George's, and I texted her. I told her I worked at George's, and last time we came to court, I told her I was working at Red Zone. So that's the two places I'm working at right now. But I quit Red Zone, sir, because there's not enough money for me there, and I do just make $20 or $30, and it is hard. And I can show you my light bill. I owe money on my light bill too. I'm still owing them. I'm trying to get help still. I asked her to fill out that paper for me to get help from the city of Lubbock, and I was supposed to meet up with her. She wanted me to send her an email for the paper, but my paper is like a paper that I got printed out, and I was supposed to meet with her to get it filled out, but I never did get to get back with her. But I do have the money in I've been having the money to give her, and yes, it's true. I do have an older daughter that did graduate, and she is working right now at Dollar General. I'm about to take her to work right now at 5 o'clock, sir. I just barely got my food stamps. I could show you my paper that I just got my food stamps. They approved me for my food stamps again. So I do have food at my house, and I have been trying to save money now to give to her to pay her. It's just, like I said, I work 2 jobs now. I'm even working bartending at the Fiesta now. And that's only whenever they have concerts though.
Those blinds have been messed up since I moved in, ma'am. Yes, they have, because I didn't have y'all didn't give me no paper to fill out like the damages on anything or
Replace the blind.
nothing. And those blinds have been messed up since I've moved in, ma'am. And if it's a problem, ma'am, I can buy new blinds. It's not a problem. When I get money, I will get them. But those blinds have been like that, ma'am.
Okay,
And I have been trying to get a hold of you, ma'am. I have text messages where
Okay.
I've been trying to get a hold of you all month to
All right.
meet with
Ms.
you.
Gomez, Ms. Gomez, I'm going to go ahead and interrupt. You're not supposed to be speaking to each other. You're supposed to be.
Oh no, I know, but I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. I just seen her face, so I didn't see the judge. So
I know, but and I'm sure she saw yours when you were going back and forth when she was talking. So it's just
I didn't.
now we're talking
Yeah.
to the judge. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now what we have is a situation where the plaintiffs are seeking to declare your declaration of your CDC declaration invalid. And one of the factors in this, of course, is your seeking of aid. Now, tell me about this money that you say that you have now.
I have $1,200 right now on me, sir, that I got from my stimulus check. I still have it right now in my wallet, and I was supposed to meet up with her Monday to give it to her, but then she never did text me back. And then I text her, I think Wednesday, and I told her to meet up with me, and she said that she had to go to Houston because she had all of a sudden a death in the family. And I apologized. I told her I gave her my condolences and told her I was sorry about her loss because I lost 5 people last year too. And the reason I stopped working at facilities is because I see my friend Paul Luna get shot.
Would you speak a little bit slower? The reason you stopped working where?
When I started working at Fast Eddie's is because I got I had to take medicine for insomnia because I see my friend Paul Luna get murdered at the after spot. So that's why I quit Fast Eddie's. I went back to work, but I went to work for a week and I quit because I was having anxiety attacks. But yes, sir, I do have, like I said, I do have the money to give her. And that's when she told me Wednesday that she had all of a sudden a funeral and that I can give it to her Saturday when she came into town. So I was like, okay, she told me to hold it for her. She told
Okay.
me to hold it for her till Saturday.
Okay, pause for a moment, ma'am, and I'm going to go back to Ms. Watson. And what is the monthly amount of rent owed on this property?
The monthly rent is $895.
$895. And,
Yes, sir.
And how many months behind is Ms. Gomez currently?
She owes $695 for November, the full amount for December, January, and now February. And her lease is up March 31st, and we will not renew. And the $1,200 that she's talking about, Your Honor, the whole point of that is that she talks and nothing ever follows through with it. I mean, she'll say something and then she won't contact me again for several days, or she'll say something and then she won't contact me again for weeks and or a month. And so the whole $1,200 from the government, that is great, but she still has the $1,200, regardless of this funeral that I had to go to today. And regardless of what came up last minute for my family, she doesn't make any real effort. If I owed $3,380 in back rent and was possibly going to be evicted from the place that I lived, I would make every attempt, every possible thing to pay the rent. I mean, she says she has this, she says she has that, but yet she still has it. And even if she paid that $1,200, if she has that, she would still owe $2,180. And we're basically midway through February, and she's going to owe another $895 for March. And my owner of the property that I manage it for is just like, I mean, she is like, still has to pay everything that she pays on it, as well as all of her things for her own personal home.
Right. Okay. Ms. Gomez, back to you again.
Yes, sir. I just want to say, Judge, that I don't to get emotional.
Hold on just a moment.
Sir.
I have a couple of questions that I want to get answered first. And
yes, sir.
Have you been seeking aid or help for this? And from who? And tell me the story there.
Yes, sir. I have the papers from the city of Lubbock I had it printed out and I texted her and told her I needed it filled out. But also, I have a friend that's a sheriff and he sent me, that Mr. Abbott, starting giving help.
What is she saying?
It's breaking up again. Ms. Gomez,
I'm right here. Yes, sir.
we may have, it's frozen right now. Ms.
Can you
Gomez,
hear me, sir?
Ms. Gomez, are you there now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're okay. Repeat what you were saying again because we lost you partway through. No, we're still losing you. Your reception is not coming through.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hear me now?
She's
Okay.
moving around too much.
Try this, Ms. Gomez. Ms. Gomez, do you still have your Zoom information paperwork with you? My recommendation would be to go ahead and call that 1346 number. You can hang up from this and just call in. That way you're just on phone reception. You don't have to worry about internet.
So do I just dial the number on the regular phone?
Uh-huh. That 1346
Oh,
number,
okay.
that's what it is. And then it'll ask you for that meeting ID. And we'll just pause the hearing until you can get back in. Can you do that quick?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right, Judge, just give her a second. Let me unlock it. She's gonna call in.
Okay.
Hell, we don't have to worry about internet. But yes, Miss Angela, it is cold.
Oh my gosh, that's what everybody is saying. It's like freezing rain in Waco.
There's like just frost on the ground, not necessarily snow. It's just a very thin layer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know right now because the sun finally came out. I heard we're supposed to get it pretty bad Sunday. I mean,
I know we're trying to get back before then in Waco, and the way that we have to go home, it's like all freezing rain. It's insane.
yeah, my dad lives down near Wortham, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and so, well, he lives in Wortham, and I know they got snow a few weeks ago when we did.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it snow like that down there.
No, it doesn't snow down there hardly ever.
I know. What's so crazy is that it's really cold in Houston, and I don't think I've ever been in Houston where it's been cold. Honestly, my family lives here, and so it's so weird to like have my jacket on and stuff.
Okay.
I was giving my family a hard time too. I was like, I didn't even know y'all even own jackets.
Miss Gomez?
Are you paying the 212? Are you paying cap? Do you have the exact change?
Miss Gomez, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, it's 112, not 212. It's 112. We don't have change in this office. So if you want
Can
to
you
go
hear me?
and see if there's change at the district clerk's office.
Miss Gomez, let me just have you unmute
Fill
yourself.
out that double door, and it'll be catty corner, big door, says district clerk.
Okay, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And with Miss Watson.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Ms. Gomez, I was asking about the aid that if you have sought any aid to help with the rent.
Yes, sir. I have my paperwork here with me, like I said, and like I said, I've told Angela she can meet me, and like I said, I work 2 jobs, and I just had to go straight to work and then go over there to my next job, so I didn't get to meet her that day. But I do have my paperwork with me right now and the money, and like I said, I know she's not going to want me to renew or whatever, but I'm trying to help pay her because when I do move out, I don't want an eviction on me, so I don't mind paying her back everything that I owe her. But like I said, on Monday, they said that they have some grant going on where they're helping people pay their rent till May, so that's what I was going to do Monday too. So I was going to help her, but like I said, I'm trying to, I know we're not going to renew, and I'm more than happy to when my lease is up, but I want to pay her what I owe her. I'm not just going to leave her like that, sir, so, but yes, sir.
What aid have you sought at this point?
It's from the city of Lubbock, sir. But I need her to fill out the paper for me to take it back to the city of Lubbock so they can help me pay it.
Okay. And Ms.
Because she
Watson,
wanted me to, go ahead, sir, I'm sorry.
Ms. Watson, are you, were you aware of any paperwork that Ms. Gomez has requested?
She mentioned that paperwork when she was served the papers for the December 29th court date. She mentioned it one time. I told her I'd pick it up or she can email it. She never made it happen. She never mentioned it again. She never emailed it. That's just another point of her, like, if you really truly wanted that assistance, if you really truly wanted to follow through with living there and pay to live there and truly get the help, she would have mentioned it more than once, don't you think?
Have you received any text messages from her?
Yes, a couple.
Okay.
Not about that paperwork. That's way far back, like back in November.
In these text messages, what did she say? Did she say anything about getting together, or what were the text messages about?
Her text messages are always, I'm going to, we can meet, da 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 da, and then it never ever happens.
I'm sorry, sir, but I tell her the same thing and she never replies. I wish I could send you the messages because I have messages too. Well, I am texting her through the month about my check and I'm going to get it. And I asked her about helping me twice. And that's the previous month is when I asked her to fill out the paperwork. And she's like, if the owner wants to sign it. And I'm just, okay, well, like, so I didn't want to give back to if I'm just going to get rejected. And then again, yes, I did. Asked her to help me and fill it out. She told me to email it to her, but I can't email it because it's a physical paper form that she needs to fill out for me. So I can take it back physically. I don't like to do like the internet because I don't know how long it takes and stuff like that. But I do have messages where I asked her to meet up with me, and then sometimes she doesn't text me back to meet up with her either. So I mean, it's vice versa with both of us.
Okay. I am, yeah, these are always difficult to determine exactly who is, if the tenant is actually telling the truth is always a difficult thing to determine in these cases. And the CDC declaration, let me ask you this, Ms. Watson. Has any payment whatsoever been made since December 29th, the December 29th hearing?
There has not been a payment made since November 13th, 2020.
November 13th. And on November 13th, how much was paid?
She paid $200.
Okay. $200. And prior to that, how much?
Prior to that, she finally paid her balance off in October on the 26th.
And she had a clear balance on October 26th?
She did. She had a zero balance on October 26th until November 1st.
Okay, and then November 1st, the $895 was owed again.
Yes, sir.
She made a payment in the middle of November for the $200. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then filed the declaration at the hearing on the 29th of December. And
Yes,
so at that point, $695 from November and $895 from December was owed. And since then, since November 13th, no payment has been made whatsoever.
Yes, sir. No payment.
Okay. And Ms. Gomez, why is it no payment whatsoever has been made? No attempt since then?
Like I said, sir, when I talked to you on the 29th, sir, I just started working my job at Red Zone, and I told you that I was only working 2 hours a day and 4 days a week, and I was only making $20-$30 a day. And then they said I was so good that they hired me at George's on 4th and Slide, so I've been working both jobs. But even still with both jobs, I'm still not able to make the money that I'm used to making at one job. So, and like I said, I got my stimulus check and they said it was going to get mailed out the 6th. I was hoping for that check on the 6th, like it said when you look it up, because I was going to give it right to her that day. So because that $1,600 I owed her for November and December. So when I knew I was going to get that check, I was like, damn, the 6th. I was like, good, this is going to come at the right time. I can pay her. and whatever I make through the month, I can give it to her. But like I said, it hasn't been a good month for me, you know, working 2 jobs. And like I said, my daughter's working and she's only getting her checks. I wish I could show you my checks and my daughter's checks. Her checks have only been like a little over $100. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't had no stuff at the house, you know, so whatever she makes, I'm not going to tell my daughter, give it to me. So, I mean, yeah, I need to, because she needs me to help me. But like, she needs stuff for her. She needs hygiene stuff. Like, she's been helping me like wash the clothes and buy me laundry stuff because I can't make it sometimes, you know. So but like I said, as soon as I got that check 2 weeks ago, I took me a little bit to cash it because I was having problems cashing it, but I have it, and that's what I was trying to give to her at the beginning of the month, but it did not come at the time like I thought it was gonna, you know, come.
When did you receive that check? From them?
It said it was supposed to be mailed out the 6th, but I didn't get it till 2 or 3 weeks later after that. So it was like maybe like, it's been like, I've been having that check. I've been having this money for like maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now, maybe.
And isn't there a place where you can make a deposit?
It's actually, sir, I told her that I can, I even told Miss Angela, I was like, I can make the money order and just send it to you. And she's like, no, you need to meet me so you can give it to me straight hand to hand. I'm just like, okay. So when, like I said, when I text her, like, can I meet you? You know, she don't text me back sometimes, and our schedules are different, you know. So that's why we miss each other. And that's why I was like, I'm going to go. I told her this weekend, I was like, I have the money Saturday. Do you want to meet? She's like, I'm with my kids now. I'm just like, okay, well, if you want to pick it up, my kids have the money here at the house and stuff. And then she's like, I'll just I'll meet you Monday. And I was just like, okay. Monday came, and I texted her. Monday came. She said she was meeting me. I never did hear from her. And then I texted her again, and I told her, do you want to meet again? I was like, I could just give you a money order and just mail it too. She's like, no, just hold it for me till this Saturday. And I'm just like, okay, I guess.
Your
I'll see you
Honor, the
Saturday.
reason why I told her not to mail it, Your Honor, is because we're having horrible luck with the mail. I mean, I manage several hundred properties, and there's stuff that is not coming through on the mail. So I definitely did not want her to put it in the mail. I definitely did not think I was leaving for Houston on Monday. And she asked me to come to her house like after dark and things like that. Like, she can't meet me somewhere or something. It's always on her terms, on her time, on her convenience. And I have 2 small children, and I work full time. And she is the only tenant out of all the hundreds of houses that I manage that can't pay anything.
I'm sorry, but I'm a single mother, ma'am. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I don't have help from my kid's dad. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't. I'm a single mom. I've been doing it by myself for so long, and this time I actually failed. I feel like I'm giving up on my kids. I'm letting my kids down by not doing what I'm supposed to do as a mom. I don't have help, sir. Yeah, I do have my mom. But there's no room for me over there. I have 3 grown kids, and my mom lives there, and my little sister lives there, and my brother-in-law, and my sister's new baby. I'm not allowed over there no more because I've been through, yes, I was with my mom for 5 years, sir, because the guy that I was with for 11 years touched my daughter. So I was at my mom's house for my security, and I finally got on my feet when I moved over here. I finally did it and got on my own, and then COVID happened, and I let my kids down. I'm trying so hard to show them that I can do this for them. And like I said, that's fine. I don't have to stay anymore after the lease is up. That's okay. But I wanted to prove to my kids that I could do it.
Your Honor, I don't mean to get off track, but I mean, the point is the rent is due and she can't pay the rent and she doesn't have any effort to pay the rent.
I told you I got the money right now.
She isn't doing it on her. I have several single parents, Your Honor, that everybody is going through COVID. She doesn't make the effort. And I mean, she doesn't make the effort for the paperwork or for the payments.
Right.
But I have been keeping in contact with her, sir. I have, though. Like you told me, at least keeping in contact with her.
Contact, Your Honor. It's ridiculous.
Okay, ladies, let's not.
I'm sorry.
Okay. This is what I would like to know is when did the lease begin?
The lease began on April 1st, 2020.
Was there any prior to September, was she behind at any time?
Yes, absolutely. All year long, the entire time she's been there.
From April on, and
Yes, sir.
okay.
And I have
Sir, and that's
worked and
because I
worked
told
with
sir.
her.
Hold on just a moment.
Yes,
And
sir.
of course, she is claiming that April obviously was when the COVID situation was
Yes, sir.
naturally, and you've had trouble making payments this entire time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. She did, sir. But she did pay it though. And we worked with her and she made little payments and she made medium payments and she made large payments. And we worked with her. But she has now, after November 13th, completely stopped. And she's just living there for free. So yes,
But
sir.
it's not by choice though, sir. It's not by choice, sir.
It absolutely
not by
is by
choice, though.
choice, Your Honor. No, she's the only tenant I have that is doing this, Your Honor. Like everyone else I'm working with, they're making payments everybody is communicating daily. Her communication is here and there, a week or so. It doesn't really matter what she communicates though, because nothing ever follows through.
I see.
Okay. And the owner is very upset. I'm just the middle person. I'm just the landlord.
If you'll pause for just a moment, the consideration here is, of course, revolving around whether any aid. Has she made any attempt to ask you about finding aid, Miss Watson?
She did that one time a long time ago. And then
No.
she did one other time and I told her to email it and she couldn't. And then I just basically never heard from her again about the paperwork. She didn't make an effort. So I forgot about the paperwork. I mean, is it my job, Your Honor, to hound her for her paperwork that she has? I mean, I cannot focus all of my attention every day on 5744 38th Street.
Right.
I mean, it's her responsibility to get it done. Whatever she needs to get done to get it done. It's her responsibility. And yes, Your Honor, sometimes I cannot meet her at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. I cannot meet people, in the middle of their dinner, in the middle of their bath and all of that. I'm also pretty much a single parent. So
Okay, I thank you for that. And Ms. Gomez,
Yes, sir.
what attempts have you made to get aid?
Like I said, sir, I have that paper and I've asked her to, I can't send it. Like I said, I can't send an email because it's a physical paper form that I have to take back in there. So, that's what I said.
Into the agency, okay? And
yes, sir. To the city of Lubbock, yes, sir. It's a big old thick paper packet that I'm trying to it's a rent and utility assistance, and I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. I need to fill out because I'm trying to even get help paying my light bill.
Okay.
Too, like my packets for both.
Hold on just a minute, Ms. Gomez. Ms. Watson,
yes, sir.
Do you have other tenants who have been seeking aid in this time?
a few of them. Yes, sir.
And have you been able to help them? Have you been able to get any payments from them from the aid?
To be honest with you, from a few churches, yes. From the Salvation Army, yes. From the actual city, that paperwork that she's talking about, I filled it out for another tenant. Never saw or heard anything else ever about it. So I don't know exactly what she has, but there has been assistance around town for other tenants that we manage for. But again, if she truly wanted that paperwork filled out, wouldn't you hound your landlord? Wouldn't you call? Wouldn't you text? Wouldn't you make it happen? There's days and weeks that go by that I don't hear from her. So she could have, if she was really desperate, she could have just mailed it and it hopefully would get there. But she doesn't give any true effort.
But sir, she just said that she's been having trouble with the mail. So why am I going to mail it now? I feel like I'm glad I didn't mail it if she's having trouble with her mail, because then what it got lost in the mail, and then I have to get another form filled out.
Your Honor, that's just using what I said in her defense. That's
yes.
No, I'm just saying. Well, I'm glad I just.
That's sufficient from both of you at this point. I'm going to have to I'm gonna have to consider this for a moment to make a decision
Yes,
here.
sir.
These are always,
sir.
these are always very difficult. The challenge, of course, that I have is that I have a lot of other individuals who have received aid and who have turned in paperwork, etc. And it does not appear that a good faith effort has been made to do this in this case. Based on that, I am finding the declaration invalid, and I'm going to proceed with the eviction. The declaration is declared invalid because the tenant has not made good faith effort to seek aid and assistance. And I'm proceeding with the eviction in the following manner. Ms. Watson, if you'll unmute again, please.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to mute that.
And Ms. Watson, what is the amount that is owed in back rent?
The total amount due today is $3,380.
And that is back rent alone.
That is rent only. That is not late charge. That is not utilities, rent only.
$3,380.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am signing this today, February 11th, 2021. And this eviction, Ms. Gomez, you must vacate the premises within the next 5 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is Ms. Gomez there? No.
I'm here, sir.
You are there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, sir. 5 days.
Yes, you have 5 days to vacate the premises. The amount of monthly rent again was that $895? Ms. Watson?
Do what? I'm sorry.
The amount of rent was that $895?
Yes.
Okay.
Monthly rent is $895.
The bond for appeal is $895. The judgment is for $3,380. And the court costs. And that is finalized today, February 11th, 2021.
Thank you.
Sir,
Your
can
Honor.
I say something? Can I say something or ask you a question, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So, how long do I have time to pay that? Like, because if I have what I have in my pocket, I'm obviously, and I have to leave in 5 days, I'm obviously not going to give her what I have out of my pocket right now. If I have to move out, I need to find something with what I got. So how long do I have to, so I could pay her back with that? Or do I have to pay in full?
You have to pay in full the $3,380.
Okay.
We'll have a judgment.
Okay, but how long?
We'll have a judgment
Yes, sir.
until that is paid off. Your judgment will go down if you make payments on it.
Okay. I just want to know how long do I have, because like I said, if I have what I have, I'd rather keep what I have now so I can, then I have to move out in 5 days. I'm not going to just, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, how long do I have to pay this?
You will have a judgment until it's all paid. And
Okay.
whatever partial payments you make will reduce that judgment as you make them.
Yes, sir.
But it will remain until it's paid in full.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
understand.
Thank you both.
Thank
Thank you, Judge
Have a good day,
Cancino.
sir.
Great, Judge. The next one, I'm going to bring over April. She's with Wendover Apartments, case number 316.
Okay.
The defendant, Stacy Elliott, like I said before, every single plaintiff and defendant received notice that went out on the exact same day. Everyone for this hearing. And they are not participating in the hearing. I didn't show anyone, and I kept it open until 2:15.
Okay.
Okay. So now you have April, who's representing Wendover Apartments.
Okay, well, when you get to the stopping point.
Hello, April.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you.
You are contesting the CDC declaration of Stacy Elliott.
Yes, sir.
And on what grounds are you contesting this?
When we first went to court, his loss of income was not due to COVID-19. He could not get rental assistance due to COVID-19 since he has not given any documentation where he has applied for rental assistance, nor has attempted to pay any amount. I have received $150 since September.
Since September. And how much is the monthly rent?
$500.
$500 is the monthly rent. And
Yes, sir.
$150 since September 1st.
Yes, sir.
And that was received in September?
Let me double check. That was just received in the month of February.
I see. In the month of February, a $150 payment was made. So just
Yes, sir.
just a few days ago.
Yes, sir, on the 1st.
Okay. Have you been in touch with, has he been in touch with you? Have you?
Yes, he came in and was apologetic, said that he wanted to pay rent, that he hasn't been paying just because he's being stubborn and hard-headed. Yes, sir, that's exactly what he told me. He apologized and said that he wanted to pay, but that's what I've got out of him. And I have actually myself reached out to, prior to the court hearing that we had, I had actually reached out and tried to help him get assistance, but because it wasn't due to COVID, he couldn't get assistance at that time.
Because of COVID, he couldn't get assistance at what time? When was this?
That was back in September.
And why did COVID make a difference in him getting assistance? It seems like that would make it easier.
He didn't have he wasn't hospitalized for COVID. He's never had COVID. He just didn't pay rent, not to pay rent. So therefore he didn't qualify for the assistance at the beginning of the time when COVID started. So he could not get rental assistance at that time because it was not COVID related at all. And with Catholic Charities, it had to have been COVID related, because I had reached out to Sabrina, because I had worked with Sabrina in a number of cases.
So you're saying that he has not really made any attempt to find any aid?
No, sir, he hasn't. And if he has not given me any documentation. And when he came in just a few weeks ago, I asked him, he said he hadn't, that he was just being hard-headed and stubborn and wasn't going to pay.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to base this on your testimony because we do not have his testimony. And I'm going to find the declaration invalid based on lack of seeking aid for a rental payment. Tell me again the monthly amount of rent that is due.
He pays $500 a month. The
500.
total, yes, sir. The total amount due right now is $2,850.
$2,850, and that is back rent alone.
Yes, sir. That's back rent alone.
Just the 150 taken off of 3,000 then.
Yes, sir. And I took that off of September's rent, what drops it down to $350.
Okay.
So that gives September of 350, October, November, December, January, and February, all of 500.
Okay, I am proceeding with the eviction. The judgment is for $2,850 plus the court costs. The bond for appeal is set at $500. I'm signing that today, February 11th, 2021. And with that, we are done then. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
44. 44, and they're going to be for the second. Okay, we have one more, Real Property Management Services. There's a Jay Heiler that is representing Real Property.
Okay.
Did you check it?
That's right. Yeah, 23rd.
And I'm not showing a defendant for this case. Like I said prior, they have been notified. The court has done their due diligence to do that. I have Jay Heiler. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, can I have your first name, please, sir?
James.
James. Okay.
I go by Jay though.
Jay. Okay. All right. Perfect. I've got you on with the judge. He's going to take it from here. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Mr. Heiler.
Hey, how you doing, Judge?
Fine, thanks. You are seeking to contest the CDC declaration made by Troy Lorimer.
Yes, sir.
Lorimer. And on what grounds are you contesting this?
They have made no effort to make any kind of payment and or any assistance with rental assistance. After our eviction hearing the other day, they sent a text and said, "Hey, what do we pay $50?" I said, "Well, you just need to call up here. We'll set up a plan." And I sent them the rental assistance program sheet that shows what all's available. Never heard back from them.
And this was on the eviction hearing was on the 2nd of February. Is that correct?
Let me check here. Yes, 2nd at 9 o'clock.
Okay. I show that the CDC declaration was filed on January 25th. And
Yes.
Refresh my memory, if you will. Did Mr. Lorimer appear at the hearing on the 2nd of February?
He did not, but April was in there. I guess that's his wife, girlfriend.
That's what I remember now. Okay. And
But we took over the management of those properties on November 18th. And since that date, we've not seen one penny from them.
And how long have they been in that residence?
They
Prior to you taking it over, when did they begin?
I'll have to pull up their lease. It looks like it's from May. Oh, let me look. That's the wrong thing there.
It was a month lease. Started last May.
Which one is he?
511.
511.
B, I think. No, 511. Maybe. Yeah. It's the first one. May 1st, 2020 to May 31st, 2020.
Yeah, so on that one, we took over that lease from the previous property manager who was pretty bad at administrative tasks. So the lease that we have there says it started on May 1st of 2020 and it ended on May 31st of May 31st of 2020.
So it's a month.
So it was a month-long lease.
I see. Now, the lease agreement that you have, did you fill out new new lease?
No, I didn't want to put them in a new lease just because I knew they were behind when we took over from them.
Okay. So when you took over, of course, you don't owe anything previous to that.
I believe he had a balance that he did owe before that.
Okay. What I'm asking is the balance that is owed to you currently is how much?
The balance to us, let me do this without the
Just the monthly payments.
just the rent. So that's going to be $39.80.
3,980, because the monthly rent is how much?
$9.95. So that's 4 months of rent.
995. And you're saying that that is a full 4 months of rent? That is.
Yes, sir. Yeah, because that's November, December, January, and February. So when we took over on the 18th of November, they hadn't paid November's rent yet.
And you were aware that they were behind previously to the previous property manager, that there was a
Well,
problem.
they actually, not looking at them, they didn't have a balance except for the November. So I guess just that 18 days of November that they hadn't paid, I was aware of.
Okay.
But they didn't have anything before that.
Okay. So,
But I think he used to be like her handyman. So I think that's kind of how he traded rent,
I see. Okay.
from what she told me.
I see. So there was a situation. Is Troy been in touch with you at all about seeking, prior to the eviction hearing on the
No, sir.
February? Was there any communication whatsoever about seeking aid or?
No, the only communication that we had before them was in November. We took over. They said they were going to be out at the end of the month. And then they weren't out. So we gave a 30-day notice and they said they were going to be out at the end of the notice and they weren't out. So then we did the eviction and this is where we are today.
I see. Okay. I am going to go ahead and find the declaration invalid I'm going to base this on Troy Lorimer making no attempt to appear today and making no attempt to receive assistance from any source.
Okay.
And the amount, I am proceeding with the eviction. The judgment will be for $3,980. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Plus the court costs. And bond will be set at 1 month's rent, $995. I am signing this on the 11th day of February, 2021. And let me just complete this paperwork.
Okay.
Have we completed this case, Judge?
Yes, we are finished now.
Okay, Mr. Eiler, did you have any additional questions regarding the case?
No, ma'am. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you have a
Yes,
great day, sir.
Two.
Judge, if you would, when you finish filling that out,
Uh-huh.
we have a gentleman here that we would like to bring into the courtroom. I'll give him a mask and make sure he's got a mask to do a not guilty plea on his ticket. He
Oh.
is too elderly to be able to do Zoom.
I see. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Let me go get my mask and I'll flip the lights on here and you can bring them.
We do those?
I already did them. Yeah, and I'll make sure he's got a mask, and once you're reseated or whatever, I'll bring him in there in a second.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and turn this off of YouTube and go ahead and leave the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I'm gonna cancel everything out.